Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news in what could be one of the most surprising and impactful moves of this NFL offseason. The rumors swirling around the AFC North are enough to make any Steelers fan sit up and pay attention. The Baltimore Ravens, currently sitting at a 10-5 record and fighting for playoff positioning, are reportedly considering a trade that could shake up the division and significantly bolster the Steelers' chances of making a deep postseason run. The name at the center of this potential blockbuster, Roquan Smith, the dynamic linebacker who has become one of the league's most feared predators in the middle of the field. Sources close to Diana Rossini have indicated that the Ravens, despite their impressive record, are dealing with a tight salary cap, roughly $5 million over the limit, and are contemplating a strategic move to free up some much-needed cap space. The plan? Trade away Roquan Smith, a player who has been nothing short of an elite linebacker this season, in exchange for a second-round pick and a backup wide receiver from the Steelers. Now, I know that sounds like a bold move, but it makes a lot of sense from Baltimore's perspective. They need cap relief to extend Lamar Jackson, whose contract negotiations have been dragging on, and their offense has stagnated lately, averaging just 22 points per game. This trade could be a way for the Ravens to focus on rebuilding their secondary and fortify their defense, especially after some injuries have hit their defensive backfield hard. Now, let's talk about why this move could be a game-changer for Pittsburgh. First, the potential acquisition of Roquan Smith would give the Steelers a true defensive anchor, a player who could transform their front seven into one of the most disruptive units in the league. Smith's instincts, speed, and ability to make plays all over the field make him a perfect fit for what Pittsburgh has been building on defense. This season, he's been graded with a PFF overall score of 76.6, ranking him 9th among all linebackers. His run defense grade of 79.5 and coverage grade of 75.5 are both solid, but it's his tackling that really stands out. 120 tackles on the season, including 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 15 tackles for loss. His EPA per target of -0.15 shows how impactful he is when he's on the field, and he's allowed just 3 yards after the catch per game. Smith's career stats are nothing short of impressive. Over his time in the league, he's amassed 21.5 sacks, 850 tackles, and has been selected to 5 Pro Bowls. His ability to rush the quarterback with 25 QB hits this season and his minimal injury history, missing only 1 game this year due to a minor ACL tweak, highlight his durability and consistency. Just a couple of weeks ago, in Week 2, he posted a PFF grade of 91.9 with 15 tackles and 3 tackles for loss, showcasing his ability to dominate against top competition. His coverage grades over the years have been comparable to some of the best in the league, like Fred Warner, always elevating defenses and helping teams rank among the top in run stopping. So, what exactly does this mean for the Steelers? Well, adding a linebacker of Smith's caliber would instantly boost their run defense, which has been a bit inconsistent lately. Currently, Pittsburgh allows around 115 rushing yards per game, but with Smith in the middle, that number could drop to approximately 90 yards per game, a huge improvement. His presence would also elevate the EPA per run to around 18, making the Steelers much more stout against the run, especially in critical moments. His versatility in coverage would help reduce completions from opposing QBs, currently allowing about 65% completion rate, down to around 58%, which is a game-changer in today's pass-happy NFL. Think about how much better the Steelers' defense could be with Smith commanding the middle, allowing the front four to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, or to shut down opposing running games more consistently. This move isn't just about boosting the defense for the regular season. It's about making a statement for the playoffs, especially in high-stakes games. If you recall the Ravens' run in 2019, where their defense was a huge reason they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, adding a player like Roquan Smith could have a similar ripple effect. His presence on the field would increase the Steelers' chances of forcing turnovers, which is crucial in the postseason. Statistically, his impact could bump the Steelers' odds of winning big games, especially against mobile quarterbacks who can extend plays and create chaos. His ability to generate turnovers and disrupt the timing of offenses could elevate the Steelers' chances of making a deep playoff run, possibly even improving their odds to win Super Bowl LX from around plus 1,500 to plus 800. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. The Ravens are motivated to make this move because of their salary cap issues. They need around $30 million to extend key players like their offensive line, and trading Smith for picks and youth is part of a broader rebuild plan. They're also focusing on rebuilding their secondary after injuries left them shorthanded, with 4 defensive backs currently on injury reserve. Their run defense has slipped to 15th in the league, allowing 120 yards per game, which is not the Ravens' standard. Sending Smith to Pittsburgh would give them some much-needed cap relief and allow them to invest in younger players and draft capital. For the Steelers, absorbing Smith's salary might mean some adjustments, but the long-term benefits could be enormous. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, could see Smith as the perfect piece to anchor their defense for years to come. Imagine him patrolling the middle of Heinz Field as a true fortress, with the ability to rack up around 25 tackles per game and reduce the opposing team's run yards allowed by more than 10%. His presence would elevate the EPA per run from approximately 5 to an impressive minus 0.18, making life miserable for opponents on the ground. His coverage ability would also help cut down completion percentages, adding another layer of disruption to opposing offenses. Think of him as the linebacker who can do it all: cover, rush, and stop the run, similar to what Mosley brought to the Jets, but with even more versatility. Adding Smith would also have a psychological impact on the defense. The Steelers have been dealing with some injuries and inconsistency in their front seven, especially after Ekuel went to IR. Bringing in a player of Smith's caliber would not only improve their ranking from 8th in points allowed, around 18 per game, to a top-tier defense, but it would also serve as a statement to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh is serious about reclaiming their status as a defensive powerhouse. His ability to make quick stops and disrupt offenses would complement the Steelers' aggressive style, turning their front seven into a relentless machine. With Smith in the middle, the Steelers' defense could become even more dominant, forcing more turnovers, creating more scoring opportunities, and ultimately increasing their chances of a deep playoff push. Looking ahead to Super Bowl LX, the addition of Roquan Smith could be the X-factor that elevates the Steelers' chances of winning it all. Currently, their odds are around plus 1,500, but with Smith's impact on their defense, those odds could significantly improve, possibly moving to plus 800. His presence in high-pressure playoff games would be invaluable, especially against mobile quarterbacks who thrive on extending plays. His knack for forcing turnovers could turn the tide in close games, and his leadership on defense would be a calming yet intimidating force for the entire team. Think about the Ravens' 2019 run. What made them so formidable? It was their suffocating defense, anchored by instinctive playmakers like Smith. The Steelers could replicate that success if they managed to land him. This potential trade is part of a broader vision for the Steelers as well. Pittsburgh has been building a resilient, tough-nosed team that can compete with the best in the league. Acquiring Smith would send a message that they're not just in the playoff hunt, they're serious contenders for another Super Bowl. Their defense, already among the best in the league, would become even more formidable, creating a nightmare scenario for offenses trying to keep up on offense. It's about adding that missing piece, that game-changing talent that can elevate the team in critical moments. The Steelers have always valued smart, versatile linebackers, players who can do it all, and Smith fits that mold perfectly. Of course, such a move would come with questions. Would the Steelers be willing to give up a valuable draft pick and a backup receiver? Can they fit Smith's salary under their cap? These are hurdles, but if the end goal is a championship, it might just be worth it. The front office has shown in the past that they're not afraid to pull the trigger on bold moves if it means elevating the team to the next level. And if they can get Smith, it could redefine what Pittsburgh's defense looks like for years to come, making Heinz Field a fortress once again and putting the AFC North on notice. In conclusion, this potential trade, if it comes to fruition, could be one of the most exciting developments of this NFL offseason. It's a move that could tip the scales in the AFC North, strengthen the Steelers' championship aspirations, and remind everyone that Pittsburgh is still a force to be reckoned with on defense. The idea of having Roquan Smith patrolling the middle, leading the charge against the run, and disrupting the passing game is enough to get any Steelers fan dreaming about another Super Bowl title. This is the kind of move that could define an era, and it's no exaggeration to say that the Steelers' future could hinge on whether they can pull it off. As fans, we should be watching closely because this could be the start of something special, another chapter in the storied history of Steelers defense and a new era of dominance for the black and gold. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters, so much to US and TO, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.